Yes, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called Ted Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it light. It's 30 minutes long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Welcome to episode 28 of Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast. Oh, how come we've made it this far? I can't believe it, me, you know what I mean? Just got to mention our sponsors, but it's Fan TV, Showcase Comedy and JokePit.com, the comedy box office. Check them out. I'll talk about them at the end of the show. Well, let's start off with some nice football news there. The Borough are still unbeaten. All right, we drew 2-2 with Derby Clowntley. I can't say the name. Derby Clowntley. Them with the Fat Nana Shagger playing in midfield for them. We should have won, but we had a makeshift defence, didn't we? We had a couple of midfielders in defence, so we played well. We're playing really well. We've got a couple of good new signings in the transfer window. Things are looking optimistic, and I'm really happy. So, yeah. Good times. Anyway, we've got a good show in store for you today, so sit back, strap in your lugs, and enjoy. Right then, before I introduce you to my first guest on the show, I thought I'd have a little catch up with my brother-in-law, Big Fat Julie's brother, Mala. I've not spoken to him since New Year. Mala, now then, welcome.
Are you all right? Are you all right, everybody in Ted's house?
I've told you it doesn't work like that. I've told you before. It's not recorded with people here. It's done on like a system, and then I load it onto another system.
Is that like the same as when you and Julie have them parties when all the blokes come round?
Shut up. Right. How you doing anyway, mate? Have you had a good tea?
Yeah, funnily enough, like, it's a bit weird you say that because, you know me, like, New Year, no Mala. Like, I do it every year, don't I?
You do, yeah.
And this year's like a special year for us because I'm doing Vaduetti.
What,
do you know what I mean?
Was that what you're giving up? You're giving up fannies?
Well, no, I do that all year, man. I mean, Vaduetti, like, it's like you just eat veg and that. You know, like them people, right? When then, like in America, and they go down the side of the road and they pick up like dead like squirrels.
Roadkill, yeah.
Well, I'm doing the same sort of thing, but I'm doing it butter based, right? And it's just I'm picking up loose vegetables. Well, when I say picking up, I'm like hoying myself into the allotment and I'm nicking as much as I can before I get caught.
Yeah.
Like, random root veggies going everywhere, to be honest with you. And I tell you, it's more out of like necessity than it is actual wanting because they've stopped me money, haven't they? Because they've caught me in all my fiddles. So like I'm having to fend for myself.
So you're just living on a veg-based diet now then, whatever you can salvage from allotments and various leftover greengrocer stores, I'm assuming.
I like the way you said salvage there, yeah, it makes it sound proper class. Yeah, whatever I can like salvage. I'm like the modern man, you know what I mean? Going like all plant-based food and none of that rubbish anymore. Do you know what I mean? I even had a parmo, like I made myself. It was mint. It was like a carrot.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I just like dipped it in the bechamel sauce and it was class. And it was like a parmo. Well, it wasn't, but it was.
So it was just a creamy carrot then. I just thought that, when I said salvage, we could call it salvage or selvage.
Salvage?
Do you know where I'm going with that?
That's class, that's see.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, I tell you what as well, about businesses, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe this, right? I've come up with a cracker over New Year. You're going to love it.
Go on.
Like when people are dead stressed in that, like, and they need a bit of relief or something to take the mind off, like there's troubles of life.
Like a tug, when you need a tug.
Like a tug. But like if they're all fancy now down in the Borough, man, they're all like eating foie gras and doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
So, right, it's like they all want to go for acupuncture, like where they stab you with needles and that.
Oh yeah. What that? It's very, very big in the land of the rising sun. I don't know where that is.
That pub in Stockton. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The bloke stabs it in the back. Yeah, that's right. He does. Anyway, no. Well, me and the lads come up with our new concept, right? And it's mint and it's groundbreaking. We did it at the last Orange Pip, right? And it went class. Yeah. Right? It's not acupuncture. It's acupuncture.
Right, yeah. What's that?
Basically, well, pods come up and they're like, oh, mate, I've got an headache, and I just give them a bat, and I go, yeah, I can punch you, right? And it takes the mind off the headache, and then they're like, oh no, Mala, that's class. And I go, give us a fiver. So that's it. That's a new way to deal with modern stress. Acupuncture. It's trademark now from the lads down the Orange Pip. Do you know what I mean?
It's a great concept. It's a great concept, yeah.
You can get loads of money for it because sometimes when you go, acupuncture, well, you have to say that for legal reasons, by the way.
Yeah.
To tell them you do acupuncture, hit them. Sometimes if you hit them hard enough, you can take what you want out of the wallet and that as well. But it's legal. Yeah. It's legal, man.
I was going to say $5 is a good rate as well because getting acupuncture can cost you about 30 quid a session. You go and get a session of acupuncture and
exactly
a $5 and a dead arm. It's all right, that.
Exactly right, yeah. And it's like the way I see it, there's a lot of knife crime and stuff going about. So I'm trying to deter the youth of today from using little needles and that to stab each other.
Yeah.
Go back to the past. You know what I mean? Acupuncture. It's going to revolutionise the business.
I think it's I think it'll catch. I think we've talked about Dragon's before, and I reckon we could go on. You can get that big lanky. What's he called, Peter? What's his face up and just twat him one? Go, I'm going to show you the demonstration of acupuncture. Peter, can I just borrow you for a minute? Just stand there. Deborah Meaden's getting a proper wide on and stuff like that. And then bang! Get on, Peter!
Get on! Right, someone get his wallet. That's usually what we show.
Yeah.
Because when they're disorientated, they can walk off. Or even some of them pretend that they didn't even want acupuncture, you know what I mean? They didn't even want it, some of them. Because but they honestly, it worked because this lad said, I've got a bad head. So I said, acupuncture, and I smashed him. And honestly, his bad head went. I mean, he had a bloody nose and that, but he forgot about his bad head. So you know what I mean? It works.
That's great, yeah. I like that.
We're keeping kids off small knives and needles.
Yeah, encouraging them to smoke drugs. Smoke drugs, don't inject them.
Well, you know what, I'm not big for that either, to be honest. But speaking of drugs, right?
Have you smoked a parsnip?
No, I'm not a kid. Do you know what I got for a Christmas present off our lass?
Go on. Hang on. Let me guess. Was it the best of? So you think it's all over DVD with Nick Hancock?
Well, obviously, yeah, because that it wouldn't be Christmas if I didn't get that again.
I seen it in the pound shop. That's why I knew she'd get that for you.
Well, didn't you sell it back to the pound shop for 50p?
Fucking right.
You're always in the mate, man. Yeah. No, right. Our last right, there's this fancy. I told you, no, Mala. Right, there's this fancy clinic in Darmanstown, man, and they do this chronic irrigation. Yeah. Do you know what that is, man?
Isn't that where they put a hose pipe up your bum hole?
Well, yeah, but it's like they insert a small tube up your bum. It's not gay now, honestly. Not that I'd be bothered if it was, but it isn't, right? And but this one in Darmanstown, it's dead weird. You know, that stuff, when you went round your nana's when you were a bairn, and she didn't have a shower, but she had them two tubes that stuck on the hot and cold water pipe, and then it come out as a shower nodule.
All right, yeah.
You have to turn it, and you either got to freeze or not now freezing cold. Well, they do that with a hose pipe, and they insert it a little bit up your bum, and they turn it dead off, and it knacks, and then they cool it off with water, and they get it to the right temperature, and then it's all right, and just loads of stuff comes floating out your bum, and it's dead good because it makes you feel quite happy in that. But I wanted to take it the next step, right? So you can get what they call a coffee and enema.
All right, you'd have a coffee at the same time while they're doing it in your bum, or
basically, I think they just poured cups of coffee into the tube. That's what it looked like they were doing, because there was just smoking and laughing, and then they went, "Hey, wait for the kettle to boil," and honestly, it was about 10 minutes, and I thought it was mint, right? Until all the lads I did a boff in the club, right? And all the lads are like, "Oh, you stink of mellow birds." I'm like, honestly, the smell's been following me around all the time.
Oh, the cheapest choice of coffee as well, mellow birds. Oh, boff. Mate, you just want to be popping out a Kenko, you know what I mean?
The thing is, so I got that on tick from that surgery as well. So while Bell's, he's after us, isn't he? Because, I owe him 15 quid for that treatment. So, but I'm sure I can get it sorted,
What are the benefits of it then? What's it done to your insides? Do you feel like you're more athletic or more confident with women?
Well, to be honest, it's put me off coffee, which is quite good because I was drinking too much of it anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't want to go to the toilet and then smell that combination. It's not very nice, do you know what I mean?
No.
Apart from that, the only other benefit I had was I got a nice trip to Dormanstown, and I always liked Dormanstown.
Yeah, it's lovely. I think I'd accept one of them, but probably only with Dr. Pepper. And I don't mean that being the doctor who does it. I mean bottles of Dr. Pepper instead of coffee, slowly drizzled into my anus, into my balloon knot.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm going to get you the menu. I'm sure they do that.
Get me a pamphlet, yeah.
They do Dr. Pepper, 2020 and hooch, as special offers.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I know. And because it's in butter and that, you get half a parmo, is it, as well? But I'm not eating meat, am I? So, but yeah, you can. What did you get for Christmas, Ted, anyway? Because you haven't been in the club, have you?
No, I just can't be asked, you know what I mean? There's been too many good things on TV, so I've been catching up on me watch on demand stuff that I've been recording. Fantastic documentary about tsunamis. I won't go into that though.
Can't believe you're watching anything to do with Newcastle. I hate them.
Yeah, I know. It's about big waves. That's what it's about, big waves, a tsunami, not a tsunami.
I don't know what you mean, but I'm going to say, yeah.
But anyway, for Christmas, I got a vintage edition of Hungry Hippos.
Julie won. You used to call her Julie a Hungry Hippo.
She still is a fucking Hungry Hippo. She did 2 boxes of Celebrations, a box of Quality Street, a box of Heroes, Ferrero Rochers, Twiglets, After Eights, and a massive jumbo bag of Haribos in 1 hour on Christmas Day.
Honestly, the girl's shocking. Last time I saw her pretending she was a Hungry Hippo, it was when she did her Last Dance Summers nights, and that was the last time I saw her on all fours gobbling loads of balls. It's horrible.
Oh, with them gimp balls. It was them gimp balls, wasn't it? Yeah. No, it wasn't man's testicles. It probably was with our Julie, though. She's a mucky cow. But yeah, she got some sort of racy underwear to put on for Christmas for me as well, because it was my birthday Christmas Day, and she thought,
I know which ones, because she had them from our mum's catalogue. It was them Slazenger ones, wasn't it?
Slazenger, yeah. And she got
Slazenger,
some big Donna knickers as well.
That's
sexy.
That's proper, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then she put Waterfall by TLC on and just did loads of slut drops and sexy dancing for me. And before she could even get close to me, my balls fizzed and it was done. Just done, so she didn't really have to do any work. I shouldn't be telling you this would have been your sister, but you know the crack.
It's all right, man. Don't worry about it. I've seen that dirty cow get up to all sorts in the time, man. 6 or 7 blokes coming home from the bongo with her at once.
When was this? Which one?
It was only a couple of weeks back, man. Calm down. But
I was still with her then.
It might have been a couple of months. I don't know, man. Do I? I'm always
what's she like?
I'm always,
No wonder I've always got that itch down there.
No, it isn't, man. I'm feverish without having any meat for a while, am I? Which is something our Julie can't say she hasn't.
Oh, man. If you weren't so funny, I'd think you were a twat. Listen, man, I'll let you get off, mate, because I know you've only just popped in to drop some backy off for us, mate. I don't know why you've put it in a plant pot, but it's
plant-based, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. It's got to be proper stuff and not you growing them fucking tea leaves again.
Man, I told you. But you just let us know.
I will, mate. Anyway, where you're off now?
Well, like, do you know what, mate? I'm going to pop down the club for a bit. Just going to, pay me tick off with the clinic.
Yeah,
hopefully. A lad owed us some money for some dodgy DVDs I've been knocking out, so you never know. Anyway, keep it real and all that, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, all right, Mala, lovely to talk to you, mate. I can't see you tomorrow anyway. Up the butter and that, yeah. Oh, Mala there, it's nice for him to pop in. I've not seen him this year, so good chat, that, good. Right then, so my special guest on this week's episode is international comedian Steve Hili. Is it pronounced Hili or Hili, or how's it pronounced, Steve?
It's Hili. It's Hili. Well done. You obviously, you know you're international comedian. Well done, yeah.
I'm well up to speed with it all, mate. I know what I'm doing.
You sound it. Obviously, the big technological whiz. It's all happening. It's brilliant.
Well, if my listeners are worrying about the sound quality this week, it's because you're over in Malta, aren't you? Because I believe you are of a Maltese heritage. Is that right?
That is right. I am of Maltese heritage. I'm completely Maltese. I recently did the ancestry DNA thing, and my whole family, all my ancestors are from this tiny rock that's as big as Scunthorpe. Like, we go back thousands of years, and we're all just from this rock. There's nothing. The national flower of Malta is the potato. We don't even have that, so that's as exotic as it gets.
That's funny, that, because the local flower where I'm from in Middlesbrough is a mucky cow by the name of Tracy. So she's well known. So does that mean?
Tracy?
Oh yeah, sure. You don't want to meet her, mate. You'll be scratching for weeks. Believe me.
Yeah, sure. Cards for life.
So,
every single way possible.
So do you class yourself as a Malteser then? Is that the correct phrase?
No, I think we used to call ourselves Maltesers up till like the 80s, but then I think we started getting annoyed with other people calling us Maltese, so the language actually changed. So we just Maltese. That's also a lot of people here are very racist. So the idea of being brown kind of upset everyone, even though we're very, very, very brown. But the powers that be just felt that they wanted to identify as being whiter.
Right. Okay. Well, that's an interesting theory. Yeah. I've noticed off your profile picture you've got a lovely tan, a very nice hair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Is it dreadlocks?
It is. Yeah. So I'm nothing if not into my cultural appropriation. So I'm dreadlocks. I've had dreadlocks for I think it's like 10 years.
Wow.
I thought if I get dreadlocks, it'll be easier to score weed, and people will come to me instead of having to try to get drugs out in the street, and it works.
So it's a safety policy. You're looking after the buyers and contribution to the dealers by fitting in. Is that right?
Exactly. That's it. That's just it. It's a cliche for a reason. And people have lots of assumptions about people with dreadlocks. They assume that they can never be committed to anything. But mate, I tell you what, I've been committed to being searched, having every single one of my holes searched every time I go through an airport, just to kind of rock this look and be more obviously available for people who want to sell drugs. And there's a lot of commitment from my side, man.
Wow. Maybe you just enjoy that body search and that's why you're maintaining this 10-year relationship with your dreads.
Well, I think, hit the nail on the head there, my friend.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's always that little bit of pleasure whenever I go through Heathrow, it's like, hello lads, here we go again. One of them gave me a Valentine's Day card.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I suppose it's a bit of a class to the drug dealers we're used to in Middlesbrough, where they just keep basically crushed up worm tablets in their underpants with the tracky bottoms. So sometimes you end up snorting a pube, that's all I'm saying.
You know what? It seems like I bet you Tracy's not much more than a pube.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, my Mrs. Julie, Big Fat Julie, she knows Tracy quite well. And, my Julie's, she's no nun, but this Tracy, oh, my God, she puts it about a bit round the town. She's a right mucky cow.
I went out with a girl. I went out with a girl from... not from actually. She was... No. Oh, shit, you're going to hate this.
What?
She was from Newcastle. No, because she was from Newcastle, and for a second I thought it was going to be a story about a girl from Middlesbrough, and then I remembered that she's from Newcastle. And
well, what we could do, Steve, we could lie and pretend it is about a girl from Middlesbrough for the purpose of comedy.
Well, you know what, mate? It's wonderful you're actually saying this, because the more I think about it, the more I think that she was from Middlesbrough, this girl.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And I actually remember trying to. I got very drunk, and she told me. I asked her what I needed to do to impress her. We were at a club. She was probably in Malta. I was a teenager, probably in Malta, and she bet me that I wouldn't have a dump on the dance floor in this club in Malta. And I thought, wow, so this is how you impress girls from Middlesbrough. So that's what I did.
You did a shit on the dance floor.
I did. No, I did. She had told me to do that in order to impress her. She said, what can I do? What can I do to convince you to go out with me? Like, to have a dump on the dance floor. And I did, as a 17-year-old, I did. And then she, surprise, she didn't go out with me, even though I did what she asked me to. Strange women, eh?
What did you wipe your bum with? I hope you didn't have dreadlocks back then.
Yeah, no, so this is it. No, fucking hell. Fucking hell. So this is literally it. So I was with my mate, this girl, and there was always this thing, whenever northern girls from England were in Malta on holiday, the Maltese lads used to love it because they were quite easy prey.
Yeah.
And so we go, and this girl was like, I was chatting her up, and I said, what can I do to convince you to leave this club with me? And she must have been drunk or something. Or maybe she wasn't. Maybe this was just her thing. She's like, I'll leave with you. The only way I'll leave with you is if you have a thump on the dance floor. So I got my mate to kind of circle me. And I pushed out a little poo. It was just like, a very small, like a 1p piece.
Oh.
And I managed to push it out. There wasn't a lot to wipe. But we left the club. I mean, to be fair, everybody left the club. So it wasn't just me and her leaving the club together. Everybody left.
A bit like when you got the swimmer baths and the kid girls went out. Get out!
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was kind of like that. But not everybody realised. I think we kind of, we left, and then 10 minutes later, the whole place just kind of emptied out. And moral of the story is, she lied to me. It was very disappointing. She said she still didn't even get a snog. There's nothing, mate. It was very disappointing.
I've got this image in my head now of like all of your mates around you in a circle around the dance floor like that, and the DJ's just going, it's just a load of lads doing Zorba's dance or something like that, and really, it looks like you are because you're squatting down, but you're curling out a baby brown one.
I know. It was incredible. It was, I think, and the song I think that was playing was Wakefield Saturday Night.
Oh.
So, I know.
And was it Saturday at the time?
I don't know. But I do remember, so every time I don't really hear the song very much, to be honest. But every time I do it, it does pop into my head. I just get that image of this girl who broke my heart and blasted my rectum as well.
and immediately you just think, Saturday's shite. That's as good as my jokes get, Steve. Honestly, I'm not a great gag teller. More visual.
No, it's very. I think that's very good. I mean, yeah. I've been listening to your podcast. I know what your level of gags are. So,
yeah. I've got a limited armoury. Put it that way. It's. So as the podcast is getting a bit more popular now, you know what I mean? I'm like offering out advertising space to local businesses from the Teesside, northeast area of England. So I've got 2 adverts for 2 local businesses coming up now, and later on I've got another 2. So just see what you think. You know, it might generate some sales. It might tickle your fancy and think, oh, I'm going to get in touch with them and give them some business. So I hope so, anyway. Looking for somewhere in town where you can go and watch like the match and that and have some good scran and a good pint and all that? Well, look no further than the Discovery Pub in Middlesbrough. Based on Newport Road in the Borough, join us for a game or boxing. We've got Sky Sports, we've got BT Sports showing all the best action. Full of HD screens on all the walls and that. Free Wi-Fi, but don't be logging onto your porn accounts. Comfy seating and a large bar full of various drinks. We also offer a great value menu if you want to get a bit of chow-chow in your belly. Delicious burgers and veggie options, and we do a proper mint roast on a Sunday like. We've also got a function area available for hire. Please ask for details. However, we don't allow sex parties. So, what are you waiting for? Get yourself down to Discovery in Middlesbrough. Have you all got an overgrown bush? Well, if you have, get in touch with me at Young's Garden and Tree Services. That's right, I'll come round your house and I'll trim your privet. I'll do all conifers. I'll get rid of gravel. I'll do it all. So get in touch with Young's Garden and Tree Services. I might be from Sheffield, but don't let that put you off from booking us. I do a grand job, I do, every time. 100% hard graft with me big, massive fucking hands. Remember on those dark gold nights as well? Well, from Young's Garden and Tree Services, we supply quality, well-seasoned hardwood logs as well. So you can buy them from me and stock up your fire and keep your tatties warm. So look us up on Facebook. That's right, my name's Russell Young from Sheffield. Young's Garden and Tree Services. Drop us a message on that and I'll pop round and take a good look at your bush. You live in London, is that right?
I do, yes. I live in London.
But you perform all over, don't you?
Perform all over, yeah. I'm off to Australia in a few weeks. I'm doing the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Oh, wow. One of my good mates goes out and does that every year. Troy Hawk, you know Troy?
Yes, Troy's a very, very funny guy.
He's brilliant, isn't he? Yeah.
So before I got into comedy, I did radio, right? And the 2 reasons I got into radio were for women and for CDs.
Flange and CDs, yeah.
I'm going to get loads of CDs and loads of pussy. I ended up with a lot of CDs. And then I thought, right, now I'm going to get into comedy because that's how I'm going to find myself. To women. And my CD collection keeps growing. To be honest, to be fair, no, I'm married, man. I'm very kind of lukewarmly married to my wife. No, it's fine. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, comedy, traveling. Yeah, so it's lovely. So traveling around is great, isn't it? It's one of one of the few perks of being a full-time comedian, mate. It's the financial stability certainly isn't. So it's great. But to going off, I'm excited, and because I'm Maltese, I get to come to Malta every so often and do some gigs over here as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy days.
Oh, mate, it sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm lucky, me, if I can get out of the northeast, to be honest. You know what I mean? But that's probably to do with my ankle tag more than anything. I'm joking. I'm not a criminal. I just never get caught. I never get caught, Steve. That's I'm too good.
Yeah, you're way too good. Way too good.
I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Never. You'll never be caught. You're like you're a man of mystery. Everybody kind of, they've only ever seen glimpses of you, mate.
They see me like in the corner in nightclubs, just like fingering lasses and stuff like that, and then I'm gone.
That's the way to do it.
I'm gone in a puff of smoke.
The Phantom Fingerer.
The Phantom Fingerer. They call me Kit Kat Ted. Sometimes king size Kit Kat as well, depending on the size of the lady, to be honest. And
yeah. Well, everyone needs a bit of loving, my friend. Everyone needs a bit of loving.
They do.
And in today's world where everybody's so polarised, it's important that everybody gets an equal. You're an equal opportunity finger. It's important, man.
That's right, yeah. No, I agree with that, Steve. I do.
So it's important.
So, have you got what's been your biggest achievement in comedy then? Because obviously you're travelling around, you're doing some amazing gigs. Is there one that stands out when you think, "Oh, look at me, I'm proper fucking class"?
I do. So every summer I come back to Malta and I do an adult pantomime, and the reason I do it in summer is because it's the opposite of what a normal panto should be, right? So It's not for kids, and it's not Christmas. So it's like, well, let's just go to whole hog in the middle of summer, and it's like this mad show, and Malta's a very Catholic kind of conservative country.
Yeah.
But we do. But in this show, I'm just literally before we started this evening, I was writing one of the songs for this show, and it's a version of Sweet Caroline, but it's called Jizz in My Eye, and it's all about bukkake. And we get about 8,000 people coming through the show, and they all kind of sing along to this, and it's a wonderful kind of, it's a really wonderful moment when you got all these very conservative, in this very conservative country, you get all these people kind of, it's a bit of a mad little release, and there's a tradition of me kind of coming on stage in my mankini at one point, just kind of, and it's just, it's all very funny and very silly and very kind of, very naughty.
It sounds brilliant. Yeah, if you ever need a pantomime villain, you know what I mean? I'm available. I'm creepy.
I shall keep you in mind. But yeah, that's kind of, I think that's kind of the context of it, the fact that it's done over here in such and in a small country as well. We can manage to get quite a few thousand people to come and see, and it's just so weird and out there.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really we had at one point we had like one of the MEPs, one of our local MEPs. They came to see the show, and we brought them up on stage, and they were the back end of the cow, of the panto cow. I was the front end, and I was wearing a mankini. Back end of the cow. Yeah, and so that was like, whilst I was doing this, I was thinking, mate, this is fucking brilliant, and so it's great. So I get to be a stupid little 14-year-old. Again, and all my 14-year-olds kind of, even the jokes, they're all like very immature and silly, and it's wonderful. So I'd say that's probably the favourite thing I enjoy doing.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. I'd love to see that. I really would. I've seen that on your Facebook page as well. So listeners, you can follow Steve Hili on Facebook. You did a massive rant about poor little Greta Thunberg, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I'm going to share that on my page because I think she's an interesting character. She is. I mean,
I think she gets, obviously she's kind of been glorified a little bit, but so this is quite an interesting segue from my stand-up show. It's called Green Fingerer, and it's about sex, and it's about sex and the environment. This is a show I'm taking off to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And the premise of the show is that Greta Thunberg is great, but she's kind of preaching to the converted. And if we really want to reach out to people who are not perhaps too interested in climate change, we need to get people who they'd be interested in listening to. And they're not going to be interested in listening to Greta Thunberg, but they might be interested in listening to certain adult entertainers. And so I've got some messages from certain very well-known adult entertainers.
Porn stars.
Green messages. Yeah.
Get in there.
So they're giving. So these porn stars are giving. I'm asking people to help save the world, and that's kind of the premise of the show. So it's very funny. I mean, I did it in Edinburgh. But I did a few days in Edinburgh at the Fringe, and it went down well. So fingers crossed.
Oh, good, mate. Good, yeah.
I'm doing another show. So I'm signing in London, and I might be taking that to Edinburgh later this year. So it's called Pornocchio, and it's about, the idea is we get comedians telling sex stories, and the audience needs to decide which one of them is lying and which one of them is saying the truth. So yeah,
that's brilliant.
And because so kind of with I lie to you, but with sexy stories.
I've got loads of them, mate. I've got loads of them, and when I'm doing my stand-up, there's a couple that I tell as well that are true stories, and I won't spoil the punchlines because there's people coming to see me next week. There's some interesting sexual stories from lads' holidays.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got up to all sorts of different stuff.
Oh, too right, did I?
Yeah.
No, that sounds really interesting. And I love a good mucky show. I really do.
Yeah, and if a comedian manages if nobody realises that the comedian's lying, then they win the golden dildo every week.
Wow, this is brilliant.
So the big prizes, mate. It's the home of big golden dildos.
Yeah.
What can people ask for?
That'd be great to add to my Julie's collection, that, because she's got like every other size and colour. So
the only one she doesn't have is a golden one, mate. Oh. Yeah.
One of them's got a slightly golden colour, but I think that's just from overuse, to be honest. We don't use that one very often.
No. Only when it's the Olympics.
Time for a few more local Teesside business adverts.
Yeah, is your oven proper on its ass? Have you had too many fish fingers and turkey dinosaurs just popping about in there and splattering everything? Have you got those really annoying grimy stains on the glass window that you can't get rid of? They're like skid marks for your oven. Well, what you need to do is get in touch with us at Pristine Oven Cleaning, based in Stokesley. Just give us a call on 01 642 986 217. We'll clean any oven from top to bottom, even if your house is proper scruffy.
Hey, Joe live in an area where it's got loads of crime and that going on. Twackers, burglaries, just dodgy people lurking around your garden and that. Well, look no further than DC Electronic Security. Your family and home protected. Make sure you don't end up the victim of theft and break-ins from people like me. Secure and monitor your home from your own mobile phone, wherever you are. Contact DC Electronic Security now. Look them up on Facebook. Now come out. Now protect your home and your car and your family. Well, Steve, this is a comedy and primarily meant to be a football podcast, even though we don't really talk much about football. So I'm going to ask you the question: do you like football? And if so, who do you like?
Mate, I love football. I'm shit at it. I mean, I like watching it, but I'm not very good at it. I kind of like playing it, but I'm not very good at it.
Who do you support?
Well, this is it. Because we grew up in Malta, we don't. Like, there's no football team.
Salimi Wanderers, is that one?
Well, yeah, there is a team called Salima Wanderers.
Yeah, Salima Wanderers, yeah, I know it well, mate. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because there was a period in my life where I was addicted to playing Football Manager on the PC, and I ended up knowing every random team in the world and players. Like there was a Maltese player called Michael Mifsud, I think, as well.
Yeah, he played for Coventry.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Coventry, yeah. But so I support Everton.
Oh, Everton! That's a strange one for a southern-based Malteser.
Yeah, I know. But the reason was, I was very young. There was the 1986 World Cup, and Gary Lineker was top scorer in the 1986 World Cup. I was like 4 or 5. Yeah. And Gary Lineker played for Everton, and so I started supporting Everton, and then like 4 days later, he joined Barcelona. And my dad was like, well, you started supporting a team, you shouldn't really change teams. Like, oh. So had I gone into football literally 5 days later, I'd be a Barcelona fan. But as it is, Everton fan. And that's kind of how that happened.
Oh, wow. I mean, you've got a good manager now, haven't you, at Everton? I think he'll turn the club round eventually.
Yeah, well, eventually, yeah. But yeah, we got a brilliant manager now. But, yeah, who knows? I mean, who knows? The club has got so many issues. It's it's been mismanaged for years, and it's not just people are talking about how it's been mismanaged since Moyes left. It's been mismanaged for a lot longer than that.
Yeah,
Everton's problems are massive, man. And you think about it, like the club, it should be doing so much more than it is. And everybody talks about, like, when Moyes was around, Everton punching above its weight. That pisses me off, man. Because they're a big club.
Yeah.
They're not punching above their weight. Like, it's not football. It was just invented in '92 with the Premier League. Like, look at the history of football. Everton's a big club. It's like Middlesbrough. It's a big club, man.
That's right, yeah, we've got a good history, You've had some great players over the years as well, some fantastic players.
Oh, mate, yeah. So I'm very, especially this year, I'm very annoyed with Liverpool fucking running away with it as well.
Oh, you've got to admit, though, they just look absolutely unstoppable, don't they, at the minute?
They do. But in 1992, I placed a bet with a mate of mine that Everton would win the Premier League before Liverpool. and I'm going to have to pay, it feels like I'm going to have to pay him out this year.
In 1992, what did you bet him? A curly whirly? How old were you? Oh, I'm going to have to pay up a fucking curly whirly now. You're lucky, mate. They're smaller in size now. You could have been giving him a massive curly whirly back then.
I know. What's weird, the thing is, I bet him a currency that doesn't even exist anymore. I bet him like it was a Maltese fiver, and it doesn't have its own currency anymore. It's only euro now. So, but that's 1992, and this is the year I lose my bet. Like, bloody Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got to admit, like, at the start of the season, I put 50 quid on Liverpool to win the league.
Did you, mate?
Yeah. I just felt after the run that they were on from, like, all the way up to the Champions League, and then sort of, I just had a feeling that they're just going to go for it now. And it was so close last season.
You wouldn't have had very good odds.
Well, I got 5-1, which wasn't bad. Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's really...
I know. I think people were just expecting Man City to walk away with it again. But managed to get 5-1. So
5-1, that's pretty good.
I'm waiting for them to get in touch and just to say, we're going to pay out early, you know.
I reckon they will. They probably will.
They will.
Who else is going to?
But I also put a bet on Liverpool to win the league. Brighton to get relegated, Leeds United to get promoted, not win the league, and Glasgow Rangers to win the Scottish League as well. And I got 500 to 1 for that.
Well, I know that all of them might be happening, except what's the Rangers?
Well, I think Rangers are either joint top or they're only like 2 points behind Celtic or something like that, and they beat Celtic the other week. So it's close. It's going to be close.
Hey, you could be.
Yeah.
You could be getting to Australia yourself.
Okay, mate. I'm coming to Malta and I'm buying a church.
Yeah. Fun fact about churches. We got 365 churches on our little island. The size of Scunthorpe. We got one church for every day. We've got 7 cinemas, 365 churches.
Wow. Well, maybe I'll set up a cinema inside my church and a brothel.
Yeah. Well, no, we've got a lot there.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's all right then.
That's the thing as well with islands and small places. People just get, some places get very weird, but also I think everyone tries to rebel against being conservative and being a Catholic. So we've got dodgy massage parlours in literally every other street. So even in the middle of like a residential area, you'll find a dodgy massage parlour with people offering you happy endings and stuff like that. So and like every street, like the public toilets have got little glass shelves inside so people can store their coke with ease. It's like that sort of place is. It's very weird.
Just during them few minutes where we're talking there, I've just booked some return flights. I'm on my way. Get the drinks in. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, sounds lovely. It's a very strange, surreal little island. So before I let you go then, my old mucker Steve, have you got anything coming up that you want to promote or anything you want to, get me listeners looking at for you?
Yeah, that'd be great. So if anyone is going to be in London, I'll tell you when, hold on February the 12th, we're doing Pornocchio, which is that night I mentioned before. Comedians telling sex stories, and we need to figure out who's lying and who's telling the truth. Yeah. That's on February the 12th at Ages and Age, actually, the place I was just talking about. Also, I've got, again, if anyone's in London around towards the end of Feb, I've got a couple of previews for Green Fingerer before I go to shoot off to Melbourne. And I have got my own podcast called Around the World in 80 Comedians, in which I talk to comedians from different countries around the world. And they just let me know what their hometown is like. And it's all very exciting. So check that out, Around the World in 80 Comedians.
That sounds great. Yeah, check it out, listeners. Lovely. Well, I'll let you get back to your glass shelves and brothels. And
thank you very much.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, Steve. Honestly,
it really has. So say hi to Julie and Tracy and all the rest of those lovely northern ladies.
I will. I'll give him a good Maltese seeing to for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right then, listeners, that was Steve Hili there, the international comedian, and you can check him out on Facebook, and he's also got a rather lovely website called just stevehili.com, spelled Hili. That's how we spell Hili. Have a look. He's an interesting character. I like the look of him. He's nice. Yeah. What a very lovely man. What a very lovely man. Apologies if the sound quality wasn't up to your usual TED Talks standard there, but like the system where we normally record these type of things on wasn't working, a pile of shit. And it was the only time I could get hold of Steve Hili, so we did it via telephone. So hopefully you could still understand it. If not, it was brilliant. Just pretend it was brilliant and enjoy the rest of the podcast, because this is my favourite part, called Ask Ted. And this is where all you lovely social media followers get to ask Ted a question, and I don't read it until this very moment, and I answer it honestly and truthfully. Sometimes it's a good answer, sometimes it's just proper shite and that, because my brain doesn't operate that quickly anymore now I'm old. So I just put on some shifty little music in the background to get you in the mood. There we go. And on to the first question. Alex Geddes. I don't know your name, mate. I get it wrong every time you fucking leave one of these messages. But all right, man. Happy New Year and all that. Cheers, Alex. Hope you and Jolie had a good one. We did. Yeah, penetrated it twice. It was quite nice, actually. Ted, with Butter doing better over the last few weeks, do you think it's down to them watching your skills videos that you've done in the past? If so, in brackets, or if not, any plans for doing some more skills videos? Could be a weekly slot. Ted's weekly football skills. Cheers, Mara. I liked your suggestion there. I'd probably come up with a catchier title than Ted's weekly football skills. I'm not sure what just yet, but I mean, when I did those soccer skills, the weather was mild. I don't quite fancy doing them out at the moment when it's blowing a Marcus Gale out there. You know what I mean? The Dwight Gale, even. I don't know. But it's a good suggestion. Maybe Woody did see me soccer skills promo video I did, and incorporated that into his training regime, and suddenly they've all improved. So I'll take some credit for that. Yeah, cheers, Alex. Good question. Duncan Phillips, my good mate Duncan Phillips, Big Dunk, D-Dog as he's known as. Can't think of anything to ask this week, Ted, but I'll still buy you a coffee. Not like the greedy twats on here. Do they think you do this podcast for nout? It's a good point, that, Duncan, and I've not prompted you to say that. I've got to be clear. Duncan buys me a coffee every week on www.coffee.com. I spelled Ko-fi, and you just find my page, click it, and I get £3. It's simple, you know what I mean? Enough for a coffee, keeps me going. Oh, Bryce had Willison's commenting underneath there saying Duncan Phillips, too much coffee is bad for him. You're right, Bry, it is, but I limit myself. I don't just spend it all on coffee immediately. I pan it out over the week. So, get your fucking finger in your pocket and give us £3, Bry. Good question, that, Duncan, mate, and thanks for me coffee, pal. Simon Rylander, let's have a look at this. Do you think Steve Gibson should have gone all out to get Nigel Pearson, considering the amazing job he's done with Watford? You'll remember a few weeks ago I was a big fan of getting Big Nige in. And when Karanka left, I wanted him in as well, because I know what he did with Leicester was fantastic, apart from what his son got up to, you know what I mean? Like, couldn't have any of that going on. But he'd have been a great manager for the Borough. But at the minute, I'm happy. I'm really happy with Woodgate. But if things were to change, and for some reason Watford don't keep Big Nige on, and he's done a sterling job, I'd snap him up. I think the problem might be is him and Gibson are really good mates. They still play golf together and stuff like that, and it's like when you have that mate you knock around with like that, and then he wants you to get you a job at his place, and you're like, I'm not fucking having that clown working at my place. You do my head in, you know what I mean? Maybe that's how Gibson looks at Pearson. Maybe he thinks he's a big Doyle. Yeah. Next question, Brian Sigsworth. Ted, are you really from the Borough, or are you from Hartlepool? Because your accent accent seems a bit posh for the borough. Know what I mean? Like, I'm not from fucking Hartlepool, Brian. Here I'll have you know, I'm from Thornaby, so I'm in between the borough and Stockton and the council element of Yarm, known as Ingleby Barwick. I'm only joking. It's posh Thornaby, Ingleby Barwick. So yeah, I'm from Thornaby, Brian. I've travelled around a bit, you know what I mean? My accent's changed, and I'm not from Hartlepool. I class myself as a Thornaby stroke borough lad. There you go. Phil Conway, who is your comical hero and who do you aspire to be like? I've got quite a few here, Phil, so here we go. My ultimate comedy hero is Vic Mail. Massive fan of Vic Mail. Love him in The Young Ones, love him in Bottom. Just class. Second to that, not far behind, is Mr. Steve Coogan. I love Steve Coogan, love Alan Partridge, love Saxondale, Paul Calf, fantastic. And then my third one, there's not much difference between the top three here, to be honest, is Vic and Bob. Massive Vic and Bob fan, local lads, you know, and I followed them all my life, really. Love them. And if I was to bring in a close fourth, it'd be League of Gentlemen, I think that's it, really. Yeah. Stand-up wise, I do like Greg Davies. I think Greg Davies is very good. If you don't know who he is, he's the big lanky teacher of the In-Betweeners. His stand-up is very good. So that's a good five there, isn't it? I can't really put them in any order, some good question, that, Phil. I like it, mate. Cheers. Gregory Husband, world's greatest folk singer. I'll do it in his voice because it always sounds better.
If Jolie lost the extra pounds, would you still find her attractive and that?
It's a good question, that, Gregory. Yeah, I would, because she's got a beautiful soul and a beautiful heart, and she's class at doing gobbles as well. So you know, you can just close your eyes and anyone can be beautiful with a gobble. So yeah, but do you know if you lost all the weight, you know what I mean? There's no cushion for the pushing. I think she'll just look like that dog off the Churchill advert. You know, like she'll just all sag and that. I don't think I'd like that. So, you know, I'm not really with it at the minute, so she can get stuffed anyway. Tom HUFC. I'm assuming that stands for Hartlepool United FC, and not Huddersfield. Do you think an end of a sausage roll looks like a dog's arsehole? It does, yeah, it does, actually. Not that I've looked at many dog's arseholes, but I have looked at the lot of an end of a sausage roll. I've looked at loads of ends of sausage rolls. And I don't know about them vegan ones, like they're probably, I mean, I tried one the other day. It was frigging horrible, but it tasted like Lynx Java or some Lynx Tempest. Can't remember which one. It was horrible. Maybe Lynx Voodoo. Yeah, it's a good analogy, that. Good reference there. I wonder what a steak bake looks like on an animal. Maybe it looks like a bear's paw. Yeah. All right, so back on this now. Thanks, good question, that, Tom. Carl Lomas, would you agree ducks are not responsible parents? Good question, Carl. I think, I think you're right there, mate, because I watched in Norton Duck Pond, I watched this, like, mother duck just proper batter its little baby duck because it was nicking all the bread, and it proper gave him a good pecking and stuff like that, and then it just swam off and left it on its own. So maybe that is true, and they're always making them cross roads and stuff like that when there's lots of traffic, and you know what I mean, parents shouldn't do that. It's bad. Yeah, it's interesting question, Carl. Thank you very much, mate. Here we go, let's have a look. John McDonnell, who actually confirmed that bears shit in the woods? It's a good question, that. I'm assuming that there's been some evidence recorded regarding this, some wildlife expert. I mean, do bears live in woods? I don't know. Where do they live? Don't they live in, like, forests? Oh, I don't know. But listen, wherever they live, they're going to have a shit, aren't they? They're not going to get the bus into town and go for one. So I'm going to say, I don't know who's confirmed it, but it's definitely been confirmed before. It might have been Davy Crockett. I don't know. Let's have a look. Bryce Sad Wilson. This will be a nice common question of him, a common sense question, won't it? What would happen if someone scared you half to death twice? I think you'd be dead, wouldn't you? Because you're scaring you to a full death. Is that the correct answer you're looking for there, Bri? Or are you looking for something more ridiculous? Have you ever been scared a quarter to death or an ounce? I've been scared within an inch of my life. Where do all these fucking measurements come from to do with life? You know what I mean? You can't put a measurement on life, can you? Like, I was in an inch of my life, unless there was something that just missed you by an inch. Then you can use that reference. And if someone scared you half to death, then you're all right, aren't you? You've recovered, but scared you half to death twice, yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Good question, that, Bri, for once. Well done, mate. Stephen Bates, Smoggies, ? Explain. Right, Stephen, I'm looking at your profile and you've got a Liverpool badge on your profile, so I'm assuming you're not from the North East. A Smoggy is a reference given to us Middlesbrough folk, just like the Newcastle of Geordies and Sunderland and Mackhams. We are Smoggies, and that is to do with all of the pollution surrounding us from the old ICI and all that type of shit, British Steel and all that. We've got loads of cooling towers and smoke factories, and we've got a very low life expectancy down to this as well. And many years ago, and I think it might have been in the late 80s, possibly early 90s, there was a cartoon called the Smoggies as well, who fought pollution on the sea against this bad man who had a big steamboat polluting all the oceans and stuff like that. And I think that's where the two references have come together there, Stephen. But a very good question, and good to see your team doing well in the Premier League there as well. Okay, Chris Lofthouse, why are you the only man in Teesside to use the word madder? You're talking out your ass there, Chris, mate. All my mates use madder. You'll get yourself down in the flange zone at the Borough match. They're like, no, madder. All right, madder. Oh, don't blow. All right, yeah, I'm good, madder. You blow, yeah. So it's just, it's just the lingo. So, maybe I started it. You never know. Lee Crosby, have Durham Wasps got a B team? I see what you did there, but they might have, but it'd be called Durham Bees, wouldn't it? I see what you did there with the reference of a reserve team also being a stinging type of insect, but wasps and bees are very different. Wasps are chavs and bees are lovely little cuddly creatures. There you go. Lee Perry, would you rather lose a leg or an arm? I'd probably lose an arm, as long as it wasn't like my favourite arm. I reckon I'd be able to cope with one arm. I wouldn't be happy about coping with one leg. I wouldn't. But what I would do if I lost my arm, I'd get one of them proper mad fucking Captain Hook hands. I'd get like a robotic arm with a hook on the end like that, and I want it to make proper robot noises as well. So like if I'm reaching for my drink, it's like that's what I want it to be like. So people look at me going, look at that mad bastard, he's a cyborg. Yeah. And I'd like a red eye as well. Okay. Next question. Tom HUFC, I'm letting you have another one here. Who played the leading role in your wanks when you was at school? There's a couple of teachers. I'm not going to name any names. There's a couple of teachers. No, it wasn't. People who know me, it wasn't Mr. Carey. Before you get in there, probably used to crack one out over Miss Brannigan. She was quite tasty when we were at school. Who else? A couple of girls I was at school with. I'm not going to name them because they're all married now, and I probably know their husbands and partners and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely battered a few out over them. Sometimes at school as well. Yeah, sometimes that's cool. Okay, Joe. Michael Hall, did Donald Trump fart? That's a shit question, that, Michael. Come on, you've got to use a bit more fucking, get your brains involved, man. You know what I mean? Did Donald Trump fart? Hey, God, I'm not even going to answer that one, Michael. Let's, but thanks for getting involved. Well done, don't let that scare you off. Vinny Woodrow, when you fart in bed, there's a theme here, bloody hell. When you fart in bed, do you put your head under the covers and smell it? Of course I do, Vinny. Everyone likes the smell of their own brand, don't they? You know what I mean? When we're watching EastEnders or something like that, and Branko's lying in front of the fire, and he does a little bottom burp, and it fucking stinks. He has a good sniff of it himself, doesn't he? Sometimes he sniffs it and he shocks himself, and he looks up at me and thinks it's me, and I'm like, Branko, you cheeky little shit, it's your own fart, that, enjoy it. But I don't want to smell it. But when I'm in bed and I do a little guffy under the covers, I'm right under there breathing it in. I love it, man. It's like vaping, but with your ass. Love it. Bloody hell, we got another one. Some theme here. Leighton Poole, ever had a wet fart in public, then tried to walk it off as if nothing happened? Also, can you call Jordan Hill a big nonce? Yeah, Jordan, apparently you're a big nonce, mate. That's from Leighton. I've done many a wet fart. I really have. Had to wipe my ass with socks. I've had to wipe my ass with dock leaves, Space Raiders crisp packets before. You can't control it sometimes. Sometimes you can have like a naughty chili, and you think you're going to do a nice fart, and the next thing you know, oh my God, you've soaked the back of your underpants with what can only be described as murky water. I've done a few of them lately. It's not to be ashamed of. It's just part of getting old. You know what I mean? It's part of getting old. It's Michael Veatley. Can I blame the wife if I left a Marmite kiss on the clean sheets? There's an awful theme this week, isn't there? Schmeichel, you can certainly, if you're clever, what you can do is you can sort of move the sheets around so it's on her side of the bed, and then you can pull the sheet back and go, oh, look at that, you dirty, look what you've left there, big skiddy on the sheets, man. I'll go and make me a bacon sandwich, and I'll let you off. And you can get like chores and stuff like that done from it, so yeah, do it. It's a good technique, that. And the final question, Gav Davies, why do dogs wipe their feet after they've had a shit? I don't know whether it's an etiquette thing, because they can't wipe their own arse, can they? So maybe it's their way of going, right, I'm done now. I think it's just a sort of like, sometimes they try and bury the poo, don't they? Or sometimes they're just trying to just highlight where the poo is to you and do a little dance and go, oh, my poo's down here, look, there it is. I don't know. Branko, he sort of like, he does a little squat, and then he'll sort of poo, then he'll sniff the air a little bit like that, and then he'll just walk off. He doesn't do any little dances or anything like that. But before, when he was younger, he did used to try and scrape loads of soil dead fast, like an angry bull. So it's a good question, that. But I think it's just dog etiquette, Gav. Dog etiquette. So yeah. Good questions there. A lot of fart, shits and stuff like that themes. We might have to start setting a theme each week, so you're not just asking me random stuff about dogs' arseholes and poo and things like that. But some other good questions in there this week around football and animals. Very good. Yeah. Right, so that comes to the end of episode 28 of Ted Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast. Thank you to my guests in the studio today, Mala and Steve Hili, the international comedian from Malta who lives in London, who's proper class with dreadlocks. I love him, mate. Love him. Big thank you to the sponsors of the show, Borough Fan TV, providing fan content for all you Middlesbrough fans. Showcase Comedy, who provide comedy nights in the northeastern Yorkshire. And jokepit.com, the comedy ticket box office, where you can get all your tickets for comedy nights all over the UK. So check them out, Maras, you know what I mean? It's good. It's been a good show. Again, apologies for any sound difficulties. I'll have that boxed off for next week. So please, do share it about. If you've not given us a rating yet, please go on to the iTunes podcast app or whatever it is, or even iTunes on your PC, and find the podcast. Click 5 stars. Just put Proper Class in the comments, and I'd love it because it just gets me up the rankings. You know what I mean? And you can do the same on Stitcher as well. Not many people use that one, but if you are on that, it's for your Android fans. You can do it that way as well. But let's hope the Borough continue with this strong run we're on. I'm made up at the minute, so hopefully we'll have a good 2020, and I'll speak to you all next week. So up the Borough and believe.